hyaluronic acid. That's my bitch. Hello, good morning, and welcome to my channel. My coffee. Today, we are going to be talking about the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Cover 24-Hour Foundation. As you are aware, I have super dry skin, so I have slathered it in moisturizer and oil and sunscreen as to hydrate as much as possible because this terrifies me, frankly. Now I actually really like the original Smashbox Studio Skin, the hydrating Smashbox Studio Skin, but that one looks like a matte foundation on me. I still really like it. I think it wears really well, and you can get a nice full coverage with that one. But this is supposed to be like spackle for your face. Let's actually read some of the claims and see what it's about. It says it's a weightless 24-hour full coverage foundation with oil and shine control that is also waterproof, sweat resistant, and won't look cakey or cause blemishes. Alrighty, coverage is full. It's a matte foundation liquid. It does say normal, dry combination, and oily. We shall see. It has kaolin clay and bamboo powder to control oil and shine. Don't need that. Hyaluronic acid. That's my bitch. Vitamin E protects skin against environmental aggressors. Let's just pop this baby on. All right, I've zoomed you in a little closer. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm just filming with natural light, but it looks a little bit dim because it's not super sunny out. So hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, so I haven't primed my skin with anything. I'm not gonna use a primer today because I typically don't. Anyway, I've just really added a lot of hydration to the skin. And normally I would like do my brows and my shadow first, but we're just going straight in today. That's the vibe for today. So I'm gonna take a small little amount here, and I'm gonna take it on a brush first. We'll do half the face with the brush and then the other half with a sponge. Might even put some on my forehead today, even though I don't typically, because I have a friend hanging out there. He's been there for quite some time. All right, so I'm just gonna take some of that on this Sephora Full Coverage Foundation brush, and we're just gonna go in. I have the shade 0.5. Definitely good coverage. That looks nice. Oh, this is a lot. A little bit goes a long way. So it's definitely looking like it needs to be smoothed over with a sponge. I'm just seeing a few streaks and stuff, but honestly, it's not looking bad at all. Wow. All right, I'm gonna tap this side over with a sponge first. I think it applied well with a brush, but it's so full coverage that it's hard to get like the right amount of product, so I definitely think tapping it over is the way to go. I actually wouldn't say it's quite full coverage on this side, but it's almost there. So let's go in with the sponge on the other side, and then we'll go from there. Wow. It honestly doesn't look super matte either, and I think that partially is due to the skincare, but you can definitely see a little bit coming through. It's just like a nice natural finish. I'm gonna do a little bit on the sponge on this side. So I think it's maybe just because I picked up less product, but I'm getting more coverage on this side. But maybe I just picked up more product with the sponge, I don't know. Well, count me pleasantly surprised. This looks pretty good. Should we try to build up the coverage on this side a little bit? Let's do that. Just gonna take a little bit on the sponge, and I'm just gonna build up the coverage. I wonder if I do a corrector under the eye, if I could get away with this as my concealer too. Okay, so I just blended in that Becca under eye corrector underneath the eyes, and then I'm actually gonna take just a little bit of this to use as my concealer. I'm just gonna put some on with my finger actually. It's looking a little bit dry under the eyes, but that is like a dry spot for me, so I'm not surprised there. Okay, I am pretty pleasantly surprised with this. Let's zoom in even closer so you can take a look right up close. This is how we're looking. Hello. I think it looks pretty good, honestly. Now, if you look up like really close, you can definitely see it. Like it's not like completely skin-like as some of my more like medium coverage, more luminous foundations, but for like a full coverage matte foundation, it looks pretty good. Like you really have to get pretty close to like see it on the skin. Yeah, looking like a tiny bit cakey down here, but that's kind of a problem area for me. Not too bad. It's a little dry for around the eyes. I don't think I would use it like as a concealer again. Ooh, it's getting a little crepey and crusty. But again, that's a pretty big problem area for me. But it doesn't look too bad around the nose, like a tiny bit dry, but honestly, not bad. I have dewy foundations that look like this on my nose. So honestly, covered the spot pretty well up here. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit of creasing like here and around the eyes. So we'll see kind of how that wears, but so far so good, honestly. I am gonna try spritzing like a more dewy setting spray over top. So I'm gonna go in with my Lilah B Aglow face mist, which is like very dewy. And I'm just gonna kind of like press that in. I think that definitely did help a little bit, just kind of make it look a bit more skin-like. Honestly, right now, it doesn't look like super, super matte. It looks, I mean, it looks like a kind of a soft matte or like a satin finish. I do feel like it's probably gonna be one of those ones that like throughout the day becomes like a more matte foundation, but we'll see. I think I may take a tiny bit of powder around the eyes because I'm noticing some creasing. Sometimes powder helps, sometimes it makes it worse, but well, we're gonna try today. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just gonna put a tiny bit around the eye area. The other place I would put powder would be like kind of right here. I'm gonna leave it unset because I just want to see how this foundation wears. I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup and then I shall return, give you some more thoughts, and then we are gonna wear this as long as possible. It's about 9:45 right now, so I'll see you all in a little bit. Hello, I have returned. So it's been about an hour. I obviously finished up my makeup, I did my hair, and I took some photos. So now it's been sitting on my face, and I also went and looked at it in some other lighting, like in my bathroom, and it's looking like not so hot. So I did put on a cream highlight and blush, which I think really helped with the texture, but it's just looking quite a bit dry and cakey, especially right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of like, almost looks like it's breaking apart or just being weird right here. This side doesn't look as bad. This is the sponge side. But yeah, just like, especially this area down here is looking a little bit cakey. Honestly, it looks okay on the nose. It's like a little bit dry, but that's every foundation. But it's mostly just like these areas in here that are looking rough. I also think it looks much better in this lighting than it did like in my bathroom. When I looked in that mirror, I was like, ugh, yikes, not great. So yeah, I think I have changed my mind on this one. It actually reminds me quite a bit of the original Fenty foundation in that like, I think that when I did like a super sheer layer of this on this side to start out with, or like a more sheer layer, it actually looked nice. But then when I started to build it up and add more product, it just started looking real cakey and wasn't like quite blending in enough. And it looked okay for a little bit, but then like I said, going and looking at other lightings, letting it sit on my face, it's starting to look a little bit worse, which is not great. I also think the shade is oxidized a little bit. It's still not a bad shade match, I don't think, but just keep that in mind that it does seem to oxidize just a bit. There's a certain quality about both this one and the Fenty one that I really like, where it's like almost like I think it has the potential to look really pretty and skin-like, just like not on my skin. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it does sort of meld in with the skin really nicely, but it's like, it's almost too much for mine because my skin just absorbs it so quickly that it's like, then you can't blend any more product on top and it just starts looking weird and clinging to dry patches and stuff like that. But I think that if you have oily skin, you might actually really like this, especially if you like the original Fenty. That is really what this is reminding me of. Perhaps this one has like a little bit more coverage, I think, but that's like the most similar comparison I can make. So there's something about it I really like. I like that it's like a lightweight full coverage, but just on my skin, I think it's too drying and it's just not sitting right in a lot of places. So I'm still gonna wear this throughout the day. I'm gonna continue onward. So it's 10:50 right now, but I'm gonna call the check-in time like 9:45 because that's when finished up with the foundation. So yeah, I'm gonna go about my day and I will see you all in a few hours. Okay, bye. Hello guys, so it's about 4 o'clock right now, right? What time is it? 4? Yeah, 4 o'clock right now, doing a good old phone check-in. We're looking, so yeah, it's looking pretty bad around this area right here, looking pretty dry and crusty, really everywhere. It's honestly, it's kind of breaking down around my nose there, you can see right there, and we're just looking, ooh yeah, that looks rough over there. Just looking a little bit dry and crusty. That is what's happening. Yeah, nope, this is not good. Looks fine on my forehead. So yeah, that's basically it. I think it definitely looks worse than it did this morning. I think it's getting more and more matte. My skin is sucking up all the moisture. And here we are, looking like a corpse. So, anyways, I'm gonna keep wearing this foundation until later tonight. I'm gonna go to yoga, and then I will check in with you in a little bit. Okay, bye. Well, hello all. It is far too late right now for me to be awake. It is 12:41 a.m. So the foundation has been on for, math, 15 hours? Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah, 15 hours. So, also we got the squeaky chair right now because I am far too lazy to go get the other chair from the other room because it's very late right now. So the foundation's, it's, you know, it's looking like something. Let me just zoom you in. Okay, so yeah, it's just looking real crusty is all. I mean, honestly, I put worse things on my face, but you can see it just looks very dry. And it's definitely worn off in a lot of areas, but I've also been like doing homework and I've been like going like this and like touching my face, so I don't really fault it for that. Still on my nose, although it looks a little bit hideous, but you know, that's okay. Honestly, not too bad. Like, it's not creasing super bad. Like in here, my skin still like looks like my skin. It just looks very dehydrated. So yeah, that's where we're at. I don't think that this is a bad product, because I do think it held up to its claims. It is matte, it is full coverage, it is still on my face after 15 hours. It's just not suitable for my skin, and I have super dry skin. I didn't really expect this to work well on my skin. I think that if you are oily, you would actually like this, because I do think it does feel very lightweight on the face. It doesn't feel super heavy, and it doesn't look super heavy in the sense that like it looks like a layer of spackle. On me, it just looks like my face just was sucked out of all of the moisture is what it looks like on me. So I just don't think that this is suitable for dry to even dry combination skin, because it's just gonna emphasize all of that texture just because it's so matte. But if you're oily, you might actually like this. Again, like I said earlier, this reminds me a lot of the original Fenty foundation, just like with a little bit more coverage. So if you like that foundation, you might like this one too. I am gonna play around with it a little bit more. Like I said, I think this might look okay if I just do like a real sheer layer. But then also at that point, it's like, what is the point? Because it's supposed to be like full coverage. I don't know, man. I think that for me personally, and honestly anybody who is like dry to combination, you're definitely better off getting the original Studio Skin. I would not call that a dewy finish foundation by any means. It looks very matte on me, but it doesn't emphasize my dry texture or get weird and crepey in the same way that this does. It just looks like a beautiful soft matte finish. You can definitely build it up to full coverage. That one wears really, really well, better than most foundations that I've tried before. So yeah, I definitely prefer their original Studio Skin over this one. However, if you are super oily and you want something full coverage, you might like this. So again, I think it did what it said it was gonna do. The only claim that I contest is that this is appropriate for dry skin. I definitely don't think it is. I may try this as like a mixing medium with more dewy foundations to see if it helps like prolong the wear or make it more full coverage. We'll see, but on its own, it's a no for me, dog. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go take this off and go to bed, and I will see you all again soon. Okay, bye! Full cover, 24 oil and, oh my god. Weightless 24 hour, oh my god. Okay, I am pretty pleasantly surprised, oh my god. Focus, camera. What's in my teeth? Oh god, I have popcorn in my teeth. Why didn't you tell me?